In this video, we will discuss about the Born-Oppenheimer approximation. Before discussing this, let us discuss that what type of energies a molecule possesses. So the molecule possesses 4 different types of energies. The first is translation energy. What is translation energy? The translation energy is the energy due to straight line motion of the molecule. Let me write translational energy. So it is the cause of center of gravity of the molecule. If the center of gravity moves, so that molecule moves, that is why it is called as translational energy. The next type of energy is rotational energy. When a molecule rotates about an axis perpendicular to its own axis, so that is rotational energy. Means if a molecule has its internuclear axis, like this are the 2 atoms, this is the internuclear axis. So if the molecule rotates about its internuclear axis, that is the rotational energy of the molecule. Like the next energy is vibrational energy. What is vibrational energy? This molecule has a center of gravity here. This center of gravity will not move as in the translational motion, but only the thing is that the molecule moves to and fro, means it will relax and then contract, relax and then contract. This is the main vibrational energy. The next type of energy is electronic energy. The electronic energy is what when the electrons in the molecule get absorbed with the energy, they absorb energy and then they shift from lower ground state energy level to higher excited state energy level. That is electronic energy. So to sum up, let me explain you again that translation energy is what if the molecule moves from if its center of gravity is moved, like this. Rotational energy is what if the molecule rotates about its center of gravity. Vibrational energy is what if the molecule moves to and fro. And electronic energy is what if the molecule absorbs some energy and due to the absorption, the electrons of the molecule jump from lower ground state to the higher excited state of the molecule. So these are the 4 types of energies. What does Born-Oppenheimer say is that the total energy of the molecule is the sum of all these 4 energies. This is equal to the total energy. So I can write transition energy as ET, the rotational energy as ER, the vibrational energy as EV, and the electronic energy as EE. The total energy is equal to the sum of ET plus ER plus EV plus EE. So this is the Born-Oppenheimer approximation. So the next topic is degrees of freedom of motion. So what does it mean? Let me specify. Degrees of freedom means how freely a molecule can move in all the 3 coordinates. So like I can draw the 3 axis. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. So now let me draw an atom here. So let us suppose this is an atom. This is a 3D atom in the space. This atom is also in the x-axis, also in the y-axis, and also in the z-axis. Means it is a 3D atom. So the molecule made up of n atoms means one atom has 3 degrees of motion because 3 coordinates are required to specify it. So one atom has degree of freedom for one atom is equal to 3. If we have n atoms, so degrees of freedom for n atoms is equal to 3 into n. So this is the degrees of freedom for a molecule having n atoms. So degrees of freedom for n atoms is equal to 3n. So now according to the kinetic theory of matter, if a molecule absorbs thermal energy, means heat is absorbed by it, this heat in the molecule is stored in the form of 2 types of energies. First is the translational motion of the molecule, that a molecule can, from the center of gravity, it can move. And second is the internal movement of atoms within the molecule. Means in the molecule, the atoms can rotate, can show rotational motion, and the atoms can also vibrate, vibrational motion. Right? So the translational motion means that the motion of the center of mass of the molecule, means a molecule is there, its center of mass is moving, so that is translational motion. So for a molecule, the degrees of freedom for translational motion is 3n minus 3. How it is? Because during a translational motion, there are 3 coordinates required to specify the translational motion, and 3 coordinates are there. So the translation motion is restricting the molecule from movement. So that is why 3n minus 3 becomes the formula. These are called internal degrees of freedom. Okay. Also, if we see that the internal degrees of freedom is divided into 2 main categories, rotational motion and vibrational motion. So let me draw the rotation about the axis of a molecule. So here we have like the coordinate system. The molecule is represented by 2 atoms here, and the molecule is moving in YZ plane. So here I can draw the YZ plane. I can show here that the molecule is moving only in the YZ plane. Same if the molecule is present in X and Y plane. So the molecule moves in X Y plane. Means the meaning is that there are 2 degrees of freedom for a linear molecule, for a diatomic molecule. So the remaining vibrational degrees of freedom will be vibrational degrees of freedom for a diatomic molecule is 3n minus 3 were the initial, and also adding 2 here, right? So the final formula for vibrational degrees of freedom becomes 3n minus 5. So let me see if I have a non-linear molecule. So let me draw the axis for a non-linear molecule. The axes are represented like this, that we have this x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. A non-linear molecule is represented as, let me see, this is a non-linear molecule, right? So this molecule can move like in this direction. So we can see that this is also a, whether it is a triatomic molecule, but it is also linear molecule because it is only covering the 2 planes. If we have a molecule that is covering 3 planes, like I can draw the structure, 3 planes means this is a non-linear molecule, 3 planes. So here the molecule can move like this, means the molecule will have to move in all the axes. So 3 coordinates are required to show its motion. So that is why for a non-linear molecule, the vibrational degrees of freedom for a non-linear molecule is 3n minus 3 plus 3, means 3 are from the translational motion and 3 are from the rotational motion. Remaining are the vibrational. So that will be 3n minus 6. So here we have the complete degrees of freedom for the non-linear molecule. So with these formulas, we can find the various degrees of freedom for a linear and non-linear molecule. So here our topic ends, and in the next video we will discuss about the further topics of our vibrational motion. Means we will discuss the vibrational spectroscopy, or it is named as infrared spectroscopy. So thanks for watching the video. Do subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for the next updates of the videos.